host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time, thanks to the giving hearts of you listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Hello, everyone. It is Becky Brown sitting in for Steve. Happy New Year's Eve. It is the big day, the last day of the decade, which is so exciting. And joining me in California is Dr. David Stoop and Dr. Jill Hubbard. Hello.
Hello, Becky Brown.
I'm glad somebody's excited about New Year's Day.
Yeah, so good to have you at the helm here on this holiday. Who knows if
Dave,
anyone's listening?
Well, I was going to say, that's exactly right. It's just us and a couple of our friends, right?
Yep.
Is New Year's Day not a big deal for you, Dave? Is that it's no big deal? It's
just another day.
Okay, all right. Well,
New Year's Day is just another day. We're changing a decade.
We're going to change
It's
calendar.
2020.
How exciting is that?
When it turned 2000, that was a big deal to me.
Yeah.
I forgot. My boss is also in the studio. Larry Sonnenberg is also joining us. Sorry,
Larry is
not
here.
meaning to leave you out, Larry.
Yeah, Becky, I know.
But don't you remember, you guys, when you used to think about 2020, and the TV show the news show was on 2020, it seemed like so far away.
Yep.
I know. Listen, it was kind of scary. Do you guys remember that old pop song, in the year 2525?
Yeah.
Anyone's still alive. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I remember when 1984 was ahead of us. The George Orwell book.
Yeah.
It is, but you know what? Here's the thing. It is a great day for a new life, and for all of those that are looking forward to the new year, and for those of you who are ready to turn the calendar page, today is the day. And I know we talk about resolutions are not very effective, right? I mean, I think the percentage is like 8% of people who make resolutions actually keep them, which is pretty dismal, really. But I wonder, have you ever made a resolution that you've kept?
Well, I don't make resolutions. I set goals.
Okay. And
so
Dave, tell us what the difference is.
Well, a resolution is a once and for all kind of a feeling, whereas a goal is something I can keep adding to or modifying or expanding it or shrinking it. It's something I'm aiming for. There's more flexibility in it.
Yeah,
Whereas with resolutions, resolution is a either or.
When you say kept, Becky, you got to define that too. Is it a month kept, or is it forever kept, or?
Well, I mean, I guess that's in the eye of the beholder. I like Dave's
being
idea,
kinder,
though.
Larry.
Yeah.
That's a hard one for you to keep.
Really
I know.
hard.
Do you know what's funny though? Goals are something they're measurable, right?
Yeah.
Dave,
Yes.
it's a measurable goal. But with resolutions, like you said, it's just it's kind of an idea.
It's either
Well,
or.
sometimes they're ideals, really.
There you go.
Right? And so we're striving for the ideal, and we fall short. Just kind of like
Then we give
all
up.
fall short of the glory of
Well,
God.
the problem
right?
with resolutions is we try to do it on our own. We think it's what we have to do.
Yes.
And what we do here at New Life, it all depends upon our dependence upon God and allowing Him to move in our lives and for us to think differently, not just
So
do differently.
that would be a great resolution, to have more of that.
Yeah.
Well, and we have all kinds of resources and ways for people to have a new life. One of the great things we have is our free app that you can get on the App Store, that you can get all kinds of tips and resources. There's videos. Our Club New Life video library can be accessed there. You can listen to New Life Live there and learn all kinds of things. But I think the culmination of a good life is something that we're always working on. It's not a one and done. And if you're still breathing and your heart's still beating, God's got work for you to do. And maybe if you're struggling today and you need to get something resolved, or at least beginning the resolution, you give us a call at 1-800-229-3000, and one of us can help. I don't know who, but how about you, Larry? You going to help us?
People don't want the kind of help I'm going to give or ask for.
It could be true, but please join us. We're going to have a great day, even though some people don't like it. New Year's Eve.
I feel blessed to have had this opportunity for my needs to be met, connecting with other women who are fighting the same fight, hoping for healthy marriages and growing closer to the Lord on their journey.
My name is Shelly Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore Workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography, it might be an emotional, physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
I feel encouraged and hopeful that even in my struggle, I am enough.
You will leave with hope, with a community of sisters ready to support you, and you will also leave with tools to move you forward on this journey.
Through the sharing in our small group, I realize that I am not alone.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is coming to Southern California February 28th to March the 1st. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to find out more. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Welcome back. It's Becky Brown, joined by Dr. David Stoop and Dr. Jill Hubbard, as well as Larry Sonnenberg in our California office. And I'm sure we're joined on Facebook Live. I'm always so happy to connect with our listeners in any way we possibly can. And I'm hoping that you're gaining some new wisdom for a new year. We're all about it. Larry, what are you hoping that we gain in the new year?
Funny you should ask. Well, I haven't given up on this year. But,
Last day, Larry.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
We're having prayer vigils, right?
Well,
That's it.
I wanted, I was thinking I need to come in and make sure everybody knows all the ways they can give. And then I wrote versus the reason to give, because those two kind of counter opposite each other, but you can't do one without the other.
Right.
So, you can make a one-time year-end gift still today. You can call us at 800-NEW-LIFE and do it over the phone. You can go online to newlife.com and make a gift over the web. You can mail in a check still, as long as you get to the post office. If it's important that you have a tax deduction this calendar year, go to the post office, make sure it's postmarked in December for a receipt that shows 2019 gift. You can join Club New Life. We always need new Club New Life members. Club New Life people, thank you. You are the wind beneath our wings, we say, because it makes a big difference. And then I'm always belabor people can give stock. Not everybody is in the stock market. Not everybody's an investor, but some of you are. And when you are, if you've held a stock for a year or more and it's gained in appreciation and its value, it's a real tax advantage to just give the stock to New Life, because you don't have to pay capital gains and you can write off the value of the stock at the time you gave it. But more importantly is why give, and we're that's what I like to be all about. That's why we tell testimonies here. The main thing is, think about the hurt you have been feeling. Think about the hurt you've heard people on this radio program. Those people experience pain and they don't know what to do, and we're the ones they come to. They call up the phone and call New Life. They come to the workshop. They call for a counselor. Lives get affected, and not just their lives, the ripple effect across horizontally and vertically down generations. That's why we want you to give, because your giving means people's lives will be forever different.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Of course, I always say that I'm New Life's biggest fan. I don't know if anybody can argue that with me, but I love what we get to do, and I want people to be part of us. And one of the ways that they can do that is through giving, and it can be Club New Life. It could be many of the ways that you just talked about, Larry, but it would be a great way to start the new year, wouldn't it?
Well,
sure
and
would.
Giving elevates your mood too, right?
That's
so
right. See,
it
there you go.
counteracts the
It's
depression
proven.
from the holidays,
Yeah.
right?
It
and
is.
to give and to get outside of yourself, right? To be a part of something bigger, really helps you to feel better about you.
And
Awesome.
Just call us at 800-NEW-LIFE. And thank you, everybody who has given. Thank you, everybody who will make that last-minute gift today. We just ask God to do what he did with the loaves and fishes, that every dollar that comes in we get to use in so many ways, and it goes further than anybody could ever imagine.
Great. All right. Well, let's do what we are here for, and let's take a call from Patrick. Hey, Patrick. He's calling from Meridian, Idaho, and listens on Facebook, which is wonderful. How can we help you today, Patrick?
Oh, hello, everybody, and bless you, and thank you for taking my call so much, and a Happy New Year and a Happy Holidays.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you all have a Happy New Year. Any big plans? Anybody got any big plans tonight?
Well,
maybe tip a couple back.
No, we don't do that.
Oh,
we're just
good.
kidding.
I was trying to catch you there. I was joking. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Well, how can we help you, Patrick?
Well, I had some. Obviously, it is the new year, and where everyone's doing their resolutions, and I am doing that as well. And I had a question. Looking for some advice for you. Looking to change up my life a little bit. Doing a little bit too much on the internet as far as looking at too much of the negative pages on the internet. Looking to change up, but I'm wondering how much is too much. I'm thinking, I'll stop watching the cuckold stuff for sure. I'll stop watching the Euro stuff. But how much is too much? How much would it be pushing too far?
How much is too much to stop, or how much is too much to do?
Yeah.
A little is too much.
It's smut websites is what I'm into, and I'm thinking I'm going to do a slow roll. I'm going to get off of it. I'm going to get it. I'll stop with the DP stuff. I'll stop with the glory hole stuff.
Well, why don't you just set a time limit to, I'm going to get on it for an hour.
No. He's looking at porn.
Oh, he's looking at porn. Oh,
yeah.
That shows how where I am.
I understand the idea of titrating, and that maybe feels better, ripping the Band-Aid off slowly instead of all at once. But you have to look at this is like a cancer. And do you want your cancer doctor to go in and say, we're just going to take a little bit out. We're not going to take it all out. We're just going to take a little bit out over time slowly and just take our chances. And hopefully it won't grow back.
I think that's a great way. I think we can we'll send Patrick a copy of Every Man's Battle, give you a little bit of idea about what we're talking about here. I think anytime it's a great description, Jill, of what you were just talking about. A little bit of cancer is too much, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And,
right. You want to eradicate the cancer. You want to take all of it out.
That's the only thing that works with an addiction.
And this is the type of addiction, because you can live without porn. Right? It's not a life or death. It's not like we're people who struggle with food issues. You can't just stop eating, right? That's a whole nother problem. So, but with like alcohol and drugs and pornography, you have to cut it out. And yes, you will go through withdrawals. It will be really hard. That's why you have to have the support in place, so that when you are just, wanting to turn to that so bad, you have someone else to reach out to. You have someplace else to go.
It's so true. It's so true. Let's go ahead and talk to Val. And let's see where Val is. Hold on.
Call screener still has her.
Oh, sorry. Well, we're just going to imagine what help she can get from us. Well, okay. I'm sorry about that. I think in a new year, it is great to make resolutions. When something like what Patrick was talking about comes to your mind, it can be a very difficult thing to say, I'm just going to absolutely stop. But you know what? Mm-hmm. That's why we believe in groups, in support groups, and 12-step studies. And
you have to replace it with something, right? It's not just about stopping the behavior. You have to add something in positive.
Well, the thing about the porn that the guys learn at our Every Man's Battle workshop is they get a feeling of why they're doing what they're doing, and they deal with the hurts and the pains and all the woundedness that they've experienced to battle that. And it makes a difference if you have the whole complete thing going.
So a good resolution for Patrick would be to go to Every Man's Battle.
Yeah.
That would be a great resolution. I think
Val's available now, Becky.
Okay, great. Let's talk to her. Hey, Val, how are you? You're calling from St.
I'm
Paul,
fine.
Minnesota, and
Yeah.
listening to us on the podcast. Welcome. Happy New Year.
Yes. Thank you. Happy New Year to you. I met you guys on the New Life trip to Ireland. several years
Oh,
ago.
hey,
Oh,
Val. I know exactly who this is. Well,
Yeah.
how can we help you today?
Well, 18 months ago, my 4 children sent me an email cutting me out of their life and my grandchildren's life, saying they lack healthy adult boundaries and that I exhibit signs of narcissistic personality disorder and do not contact them.
Oh, gosh.
And
Well, who
anyway,
would-
I
who
just
would-
felt prompted to travel to Oregon, where my youngest daughter now lives, to see if she would talk to me, because she seems to be the one that spearheaded this, because she has a master's in psychology and counseling. And so I dropped a note to her on Thursday. I actually saw her in person for the first time in 26 months, and we had about a 2-minute conversation, and then she said she'd call me. But I have not heard from her. I'm leaving tonight. So my
I'm so
question
sorry.
is, do I just go back home, or do I and leave it be? I want to have my dignity.
Wow.
So painful.
But
Wow.
Yeah.
I know, and I've done tons of counseling, and my counselor thinks that my former spouse is totally behind this. And he marginalized me through a 34-year emotionally abusive marriage.
And
I
are
was
they
with him
still?
since I was
They're still connected to
15.
him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, either he's behind it or some therapist is behind it. That's
Well, she's
some incompetent therapist.
well, she's just gotten her master's, and we all know when you're in training, you suddenly start diagnosing everybody around you, right?
Yeah.
And you
Yes.
think the worst, right? You see traits, and
Yeah.
we all have traits of
Well,
things.
Right. She did graduate. I mean, it's been probably 4 years,
Okay.
maybe even 5 years ago, that she finished her master's.
Okay.
And I don't know if she's licensed or not. She moved from Arizona to Oregon, and I don't know if that transfers.
Well, the big question, though, Val, is, what do you do? Do you go home? And I don't know that you have any other option at this point. I think the bigger
Right.
question is, what do I do going forward?
Right.
Right.
This is a pretty formal kind of boundary that they set. And
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, you have to look at it, right? You have
Right.
to look at, instead of just completely discounting it and completely chalking it up to your ex-husband, what warrants this?
Right.
Right.
That's what I was completely blindsided. I did do, after receiving that, I did a 10-day intensive healing retreat with my counselor. I traveled all the way to Denmark, and I was his only client for 10 days. And we went deep. I mean, I do have a history of being the scapegoat, people blaming me for things that aren't my fault, and I accept that blame, and so I worked really hard on that, and I know that I, matured parts of me that needed to grow up and mature, and I never had good boundaries, and now
So
I
this is-
do. I have.
Do they know that you did that intensive?
No, there's really been zero contact. No.
So,
When I saw her on
I
Thursday night, that was the first time in 26 months.
think the first thing I would do is to write a synopsis of what you've done to deal with the valid points that were made. And
Okay.
it's too bad that you haven't been able to experience the changes in me, but and not writing it as a pressure to
right.
change things, but just to say I took seriously what you said, and I did this, and I did this, and I
Okay.
did that, and I hope
Okay.
that someday you can forgive me, and we can rebuild our relationship from where we
Yeah.
want it to be. And
Yeah,
do it just as
and my counselor
an
sent them
invitation.
a letter.
Yeah.
My counselor sent them a letter, right? A month or so after I got
Okay.
the email, saying, what is it that your mother needs to work on? Please help us, because your email doesn't,
Specify, right.
say anything.
Yeah. Like
it's very vague.
you're wanting to take this
none of-
seriously, and you need to know what
yeah.
warrants this kind of extreme.
Well, a 10-day
Right.
intensive in Denmark is pretty serious.
No, well, I know. I
Yeah.
mean, she took it seriously. Yeah.
But they don't know it.
Yeah. Well, because
I think-
how do I go for? I have 9 grandchildren now, and 6 of them I had a really close relationship with, and they don't understand why I'm cut out of their life.
It's so
the only time
it's so
I've
hard.
seen them is in school, and because I substitute teach,
Oh, okay.
Well,
And-
so
and my-
so hold
they
on
run
just a
into my
second,
arms,
Val,
and so
before
happy to-
you can hear the music, but I just wanted to, remind everybody this is why we're here. So you can call us at 800-229-3000. But, Val, you've done a lot of good work. You've even gone the extra mile of, making sure that you're doing your own work. And I think that's really the next step for you. I think going home, there's going to be some grief work that's going to be involved. And hopefully they will have a softening of their heart. But, that's the hard part, that we can't control what other people are thinking. But hold on, we'll be right back.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit it's addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have Christ-centered partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addictions, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
You guys are awesome. You're a blessing to America.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in the biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first step toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, please call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433.
We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
Hello, welcome back. Remember, we're taking callers for the next hour, so you can give us a call next couple hours, actually. 1-800-229-3000. It's a great way to start your new year. We're talking to Val, whose adult children have kind of just said no more contact, which is heartbreaking. But Val, Jill
you know what,
wanted
that
to talk
should be
to you.
reserved for really extreme situations, right? Where parents just won't listen and they won't work with you, and you have no other choice. Otherwise, we want to keep families together, right?
Mm-hmm,
You can still stay in contact even with really strict boundaries if necessary. So, Val, we really feel for you.
Yeah.
And
the counselor that I went to Denmark with, he marriage counseled my husband and I. I mean, I've had a relationship with him for 20 years, so he knows our family.
Okay. So his assessment then would be pretty accurate. And I mean, I'm even thinking that maybe the narcissism lies more on your husband's side because...
Oh, yes.
Right.
When I watched New Life TV and Sherry Keffer's talk on narcissistic victim syndrome, I just went, oh my gosh, finally there is a word for what I have gone through.
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
I'm so sorry. So, right now your kids are blinded by their dad for whatever reason, whatever he's dangling in front of them, and you're on the outs. So I think kind of just what we had said, that you do your part to work on you. I think you reach out to them periodically and invite them in, if they want to meet on a neutral, safe ground with a therapist, let's say, that you would just like to be dialoguing because you want to grow and learn. Right.
Yeah. And I love what Dave's.
I've offered them that in the past before this ever came up.
Yeah.
I think the idea, Val, is that you just continue to offer that connection, just like what Dave was saying, that you are who you are, and if they decide to do this, then there will be grief work that you'll have to do, and that but you will not change as a result of you don't get into a reactive kind of a relationship with them. And it's just really sad. We had somebody call yesterday and said, home for the holidays and in therapy by New Year's.
Right.
Because family is complicated, and especially when there's been a divorce or things like this. It's very hard, and I will be praying for Val. I'm pretty sure she's got most of the books that we have. Maybe the How We Love book, we'll send that to her, and I'm not sure that she has that one, but we'll send that to her.
The other thing is she needs to have a good support system.
Yes.
That fills in for the gap that's left by the absence of the family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is so hard. It's hard. Well, let's go ahead and talk to Isaac. We're continuing to take calls for the next hour and a half. 1-800-229-3000. Give us a call. Isaac is calling us from Reno and listens to KFIA. Thanks, Isaac, for calling. How can we help you today?
Thank you for taking my call. I just need to know what to do from here. My wife and I have been separated since June, and she moved out of the house in October. And she's been dating different men, and I just found out last night, she told me that, there's no hope for us, that she's exclusively dating one of the other guys that she had met. And so I don't know what my next step is. Just wanted some advice.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, Isaac. How long have you guys been married?
20 years.
And kids
and
involved?
Do you have children?
Yeah, we have 2 children together, yes. They're still at
tough. Home. Okay. And so are you the custodial parent since she moved out?
Yeah. Yeah, she just moved in with her cousin and left the kids with me, said, go ahead, you can take care of them. And
wow.
Yeah. That is tough. And how are you doing with that, or how are they doing?
I can tell my son, he used to be very outgoing, and, he's still kind of talkative like that, but he's gotten a lot quieter, so I know it's affecting him. My daughter, he's 12, my daughter's 6, and she just, every once in a while, I want my mommy at night. And,
of course.
It's heartbreaking.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not only grieving, but you're having to be there to comfort those kids.
Yeah. I don't really have a chance to,
Right. And hear what they're feeling about things, and to validate their feelings. Yeah. You miss mommy too.
And do you have anybody that you're working with, or some friends that are kind of supporting you through this, Isaac?
No.
So nobody knows.
Yet.
You're kind of
started back. Our families know. My parents, her parents. One friend at work, and I got back into church a couple months ago, and I just haven't said anything to them.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, and you're taking the kids because they need people around them. That's really important.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, hold on, Isaac, and we'll be back. But I tell you, it is things like this that it's not what you expected at all, and the heartbreak, it just goes throughout the family, and we want to help you get a path moving forward, whatever that looks like. and a way to support the kids through this difficult time. And it's going to take a team. It's going to be more than just you, but that's where the help comes from.
She said, we need to talk. She's asked me for the first time if I would consider myself a sex addict. You know, I thought it was just about admitting the things that I had done wrong. I never had a clue that it was about redeeming our story. You know, I thought it was just about coming clean on what I had done. I had no idea how to help her with her pain. She was a mess, I was a mess, and we got divorced. Going to EMB, surrounding myself with these other men, they accepted me for who I was and what I had done, but they challenged me to step up and do better. You know, they'll be around other men who are not just pointing the finger, but willing to get in and wade through it with them, you know, get in the trenches. They'll get hope from this workshop. Take my sweet wife and my story. We were divorced, remarried, and on our way to what I think will be the sweetest years of our lives. You know, it's no longer simply about surviving. For the first time ever, you know, we're thriving, we're enjoying where we're at.
Hey, let's struggling. We want to see you at the workshop. Give us a call, 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I turned on New Life, and the topic that day was about anxiety. And just by listening, I got relief.
You can help New Life Live stay in the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you a set of 4 devotionals, 100 Days of Character, Peace, Prayer, and the newly released 100 Days of Healing. Plus, there are ongoing benefits like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops.
I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's been immensely helpful to me. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
Welcome back. We're still taking calls at 1-800-229-3000, and we'll be taking for the next hour or so. But right now we're talking to Isaac, whose wife has left him with 2 kids. And just, you know, Isaac, it's really a hard... I mean, you already know it. You're living it right now.
Yeah,
and,
it's a nightmare.
You know, it is. It's a nightmare. But, you know, I was just saying to the gang that just yesterday we were talking to somebody on the air, and we gave the suggestion that you need to see a lawyer. You know, the fact that a woman would leave her family, especially in the way that she has, she's left her kids, and, you know, there's no contact like that. Your next step will be to protect your kids so that, you know, they know that they can be secure with you. Now, there's other work that you're going to have to do, but as far as the healing and moving forward, but
yeah, but
Dave or Jill, what do you want to say?
You got to move forward because she can change her mind and want the kids back and do all kinds of unpredictable things. So you want to be advised as to what your rights are and what they aren't, and know how to handle it in the future, whatever comes. But you gotta get connected to other men, and have a place where you can bring your feelings and your struggles, because it's not going to be easy, because it's been a long time coming from her side, but it probably caught you unaware.
Exactly. It did. It caught me like completely by surprise, but she keeps saying, "Oh, I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I'm not sure what I want to do yet." And I'm like, "Do I just sit and wait?" I have a feeling like, I don't know.
No. Okay, you guys, what do you think about this? You consult with a lawyer, right? So you find out so that you can protect the kids, because the kids need a stable, consistent environment, right? Not one that's back and forth and all over the place. What do you think, though, about our weekend? That you appeal to her, okay, since you're on the fence, would you be willing to go to this weekend? Because either way, we need to co-parent together. And can you give this a last-ditch effort for us to look at our issues? Like, I want to understand what I have done or not done that contributed to you wanting to look outside the marriage, even though we believe that was completely her choice instead of turning to you and sharing with you, right?
Right.
But still, you offer that and see if you can get her to do that, because you've got to get, like, this is such a defense. She's running, right? She's idealizing. She's got this drug in this new person that makes her feel really good. So all of her disappointments from the past, whether it be her father issues, you not fulfilling her ideal fantasy, whatever it is, right? We've got to kind of break through that, because that's not going to last forever.
And it's also a context where you begin to see your side of the issue and realize that there were things that you did that were fed into it.
Yeah.
But in a context where you can talk with her about it, because the small group is very powerful.
Yeah. Isaac, what were you going to say?
I've tried that. I've tried talking to her about that too, and she's just not for it at all right now. She's like, no couples marriage counseling. I will not do it. There's no way I'm going to marriage counseling. It hasn't worked for my mom. It hasn't worked for anyone in my family. I'm not doing anything like that. You can go do your own work by yourself, get yourself healed, but I'm not doing anything with you. And
Okay.
She's done.
So she's pretty done.
Yeah,
she's done.
She's letting you know that she's done. Well, I think, again, the invitation is you're not wanting to do ongoing marriage counseling. You're wanting to do a weekend to kind of, see if you can break through some things and understand moving forward. So I would offer the invitation, and if she says no, she says no, and you can let her know. Well, it's a standing invitation if ever you change your mind.
But then also take the position that you're moving forward yourself, because that will impact her in some way. We don't know what it'll do, but sometimes when the spouse says that, it's like, well, no, I didn't really want to go that far with it. But maybe they do. You'll find out.
Talk to a lawyer and start the divorce papers, or just talk to a
lawyer.
Well,
go and consult and find out your rights.
Yeah,
and work with a family law attorney to kind of plot out the steps that you need to take.
It's really a hard decision when a marriage comes to this place, but and we're not, none of us are promoters of divorce.
No.
Divorce is really difficult, and we work with a lot of people on the other side of divorce and in the healing
and it's
process.
Awful. You trade one set of problems for another. Right?
Exactly. And I think, especially where the kids are concerned, their hearts are broken. Their lives have been,
altered
upheaved.
forever.
It's just, And so kind of moving forward, what does this look like? And especially at the ages that they are, it's such a crucial time. Actually, is there ever not a crucial time?
It's never a good time. Even young adults really struggle when their parents get divorced.
Because it shakes the roots of it shakes the foundation of their own marriage.
Right.
Exactly. So do you guys have a book suggestion that you would want us to send to Isaac?
Take Your Life Back.
That's what I was thinking, Dave. Okay, we'll send him Take Your Life Back. It's such a great book. And the workshop that you're talking about, Jill, is our intimacy and marriage workshop. We're going to have one in February, and it's for couples. And we have couples from all ends of the spectrum. Everything from restraining order to we just
already
really need
divorced.
Yeah, already we have had those. And then we've also had those that are committed to each other but want to continue to learn and have the best marriage possible. And what a powerful weekend. And we have groups that are of the couples, which usually some people are like, well, I'm not going to be in a group with other couples. And every single person that goes to one of our workshops says the couple or the group work is the best. So if you want more information about that, or you want to join us, you can call us at 800
Can I just say, Becky, one of the
Yes.
things that I think is so powerful is that it creates a paradigm shift for people. And so people that have run out of ideas, feel like there's zero hope, they suddenly go, aha, there's hope,
Right.
So it's like it opens up a door that was completely shut off and closed down. And that's what I love.
And, the truth is, any of our workshops, I would tell you the same exact thing, is that it depends on what you're going for. But like Every Man's Battle, which will be in D.C. In a couple of weeks in January, these guys go in there thinking that they're going to be stuck in a life of sexual addiction or just lack of sexual integrity in their life. And what they find out instead is where the gaps are in their in their soul, basically in their lives, and they're using the sexual affairs, porn, that kind of thing to fill something, and it's like it's an artificial thing. It's not ever going to be enough, and that's where the struggle comes. But boy, those groups at the workshops, they provide a safe place, no shame zone, support, and then also tools and how to use those tools. So call us and be part of those workshops. That could be your 2020 resolution, right?
Absolutely. And, one more thing for Isaac. I think a group, since he's not super connected at church, maybe starting in a group like Codependence of Sex Addicts. It's predominantly women, but I think it deals with affairs and things like that would be helpful for him to get some support.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We're going to talk to Amy in Louisville, Kentucky, listens to WFIA. Amy, how can we help you today?
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. I am on a quest now to get closer to God and Jesus, and I was raised in a Christian environment, so I have these ideas of what that is, but I've never, as a youngster, but as an older person now, kind of going back to my faith, I am clearly out of, I've never read the Bible, so I have a lot of research and figuring out of how to navigate this crazy world we live in. And I'm in a friendship with someone who is just kind of a little bit of the impetus of why I've come back towards this direction, which is a good thing. She's been a very dear friend of mine for a long time, but she's very narcissistic and she's going through a divorce, and I don't have the time or the space for her, and I don't want to come off as self-righteous or, that I'm following this new religious path, and I don't know really quite how to separate myself from her in a way that is appropriate and not damaging to her or to me or to the greater cause, which is, following the Lord and not me. So I need to kind of divorce myself from her in a way.
Okay.
We'll give you some thoughts on the other side of the break.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get back. That's a great question, but I'm glad you're back in the faith, Amy, and we'll talk to you more about that after the break. But boy, friendships do change when we change, and what used to work all the time may not work anymore. And that's a big thing for a lot of people, is how to have those healthy relationships, how to navigate them when we've made changes, and how to be loving towards people. And it sounds like she's in a really hard place now as well, and how to support her during that. So we'll have some advice for you when you get back.
My wife had found me out and came home one weekend. She had revealed my secret. The only reason I was sorry at that time is because I had been caught. I had had the Every Man's Battle book for years and pulled that book out that weekend and found the phone number on the back and called it, and then a week later I was at Every Man's Battle. It really gave me the start I needed for my recovery. I never had that opportunity to sit down with guys I didn't even know and totally open up. The good thing was I was opening up to guys I didn't even know. So why did I care? Just lay it all out on the table. I have nothing to lose. You need to check it out. At least go online, check out what it's about, and take the chance and go do it.
If you're struggling, call us. There are people on the other end of the line who want to hear from you, who want to help you. We don't want you to go on struggling, but you got to take that first step. Just give us a call. It's 1-800-639-5433. It's 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
I'm an addict, and I'm trying to get God in my life again. You seem to be able to get to the crux of a problem quickly.
Our Christ-centered treatment programs can help you break free to embrace all that God has for you and your family.
I just want to thank you guys for bringing me to a relationship with Jesus.
There really is help for marital problems, depression, addictions, panic attacks, and feelings of hopelessness.
I came back with so many tools to help me prepare myself to fight this struggle and this battle that I have every day.
You can start living again today, living the life God intended for you. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
They did care, and they did follow up very lovingly, and it made all the difference in my life.
Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Someone who cares is waiting at the other end of the phone. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Just call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. 1-800-639-5433.
To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Hello, welcome back. It's Becky Brown, joined by Dr. Jill Hubbard and Dr. Dave Stoop, and we're still taking your calls at 1-800-229-3000. It's a great way to start your new year. I know it's New Year's Eve, and you might be thinking, oh, I got it all figured out. No, you don't. Don't believe the lie. So
call us and we'll let you know you don't, right?
Exactly. But we have been talking to Amy in Louisville, Kentucky. And Amy, you were talking about the friend that is kind of driving you nuts and wanting to know how to manage that relationship. And we were talking a little bit about this at the break. Jill, you want to go ahead
Amy,
and get us started?
I want to first tell you, it is when somebody is going through something like a divorce, it turns their whole world upside down. And they need to talk a lot, right? So people going through a divorce seem more extreme, seem really self-consumed, so they seem narcissistic or borderline. And it can feel just way too much. And you can feel ill-equipped. So one of the things is to learn to set boundaries, because your first boundary should not be to just cut a friend out. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you're too much, or I don't like this about you, so I'm going to cut you out. First, we try something, that should be the last step. You try to set some boundaries and you see if that will work. Like maybe you suggest that you and maybe one or two other friends meet with her an hour a week and you contain her talking to that hour, right? That's when we'll talk about your divorce stuff. Right? You recommend that she go to a group where other people are also going through the same thing, because while you might empathize with her, she also needs people that really, really get it. Right? And it's okay to tell someone, I feel ill-equipped in how to help you. I see you're suffering and it pains me so much that you are suffering. So you help her find a divorce recovery group where she can go and everybody can just vomit,
you can have her call us, Amy, and we'll find her a divorce recovery group. I mean, you don't have to take this on.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can limit the contact while still maintaining relationship and say, I want to be here for you, but I just can't be the only one here for you.
What does that sound like, Amy?
Well, it sounds good. I understand that she is a narcissist, though. She's been doing this for 15 I've known her a long time.
Oh, okay. So prior to this, you're saying it was the same.
It's been this way. She
Okay.
definitely has a narcissistic personality disorder, which makes it for a very unfulfilling relationship. But then, so the other component, and I hear what you're saying, and I agree. I think that I like the approach of not, of course, excommunicating her because I'm just, I care about her, absolutely, and I do like the boundary. I need to have more boundaries. But the component that I should have probably mentioned, too, about this is that I'm on this spiritual journey more toward, I'd love to have her call you all. I have tried to guide her, tried to, towards, away from the path that she is on, because she is on a absolutely, I think she's into a form of yoga that is extraordinarily pagan in nature and is about serpent rising energy in your body. And I don't know if you all know much about Kundalini yoga, but there is some really creepy stuff out there going on. And so she's now been having affairs. She's been, it's just so dysfunctional. And I am way out of my element with her. And I'm just sort of at that point of don't. Sorry.
Okay, so that's a lot more, Amy. And
yes.
And Dave, you were talking about something.
Well, I would share with her things that God is teaching you as just a witness in terms of what's going on in your own life, and in a way that may get her to back away because she doesn't want to hear it. And I wouldn't be afraid to share your own experiences in the freshness of your faith, and let it fall where it might. The Holy Spirit can use it, and maybe you'll use it to change her. Maybe you'll use it to get her to withdraw.
Right. So just to be really honest, and say that you're really scared for her and you don't agree with what she's getting into and you see it as destructive and you're moving towards God, and that's counter to what God would have us do. We're not supposed to seek other gods or other spirits.
Yep.
He's supposed to be our only.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, thanks for calling, Amy. We're going to send you the Restoration Bible, and I think actually a copy of Boundaries might be helpful as well.
Okay.
And you can also, our listeners can also get a Restoration Bible or even Boundaries at 1-800-NEW-LIFE or newlife.com.
Amy, start reading that Bible.
Yes, the
Just
Restoration Bible has
5 minutes a day, Amy.
That's a great
Start there.
thing. I was thinking, I know we're not supposed to set resolutions, but what about a goal of reading the Bible every day? It's a great idea.
Right. Well, and Steve says 4 times a week makes a difference in your life.
Yeah.
That research shows that. Right? Start with 5 minutes. It'll God's word does not come back void, right?
So we're going to go ahead, Dave.
No, I just was agreeing.
Yeah.
Larry
I love when you agree.
Larry wants to
Oh, Larry, you want to talk? You can join in. Larry, what would you like to say? You're allowed.
Well, it's the last day of the year, and I know that people give, they hold up their giving until the last minute, and we will be getting online gifts, until midnight tonight. Things like that happen.
You're going to be here waiting,
and
too,
I
right?
am going to count every dollar of it. No, I just want to say thank you to people, and I just want to encourage folks that it's not too late to make a year-end gift. But it's also, just think about next year. Think about your giving. But I really want to talk to the person who is listening, has listened for a long time, and has never made a gift. And there's a little voice running around in your head that's saying, I probably ought to do that. But there's that other little voice that's telling you, no, you don't need to do that. Somebody else will do this. And please make a gift for the first time. Just step up, call 800-NEW-LIFE. They're really nice people on the phones there, and they'll take your gift, and you'll feel better about yourself. Or go on.
I also think, Larry, I was also thinking about the people who think I can't give enough. If our Club New Life family, you can join for as little as $30 a month, but I'm thinking about people who want to make a one-time gift. Call us for $20. I mean, every little bit helps.
$10, yes.
It makes a big difference. And then you can say, hey, I gave to a ministry that helps change my life. I think it's a great way to end 2019 and maybe even begin 2020.
And remember that it's not the amount, it's your heart. God doesn't measure amounts. Remember the widow's mite story? That widow that gave very, very little gave more than all the men that were giving bigger figures. And so it's not the amount. We just want your participation and your desire to give will bless other people. It'll bless God. It'll bless New Life. And you'll be blessed. So thank you so much. We can't say thanks enough to folks because it's very meaningful. And just think of these callers here today. What would they have done if this program wasn't on the air? They would have found help somewhere, but would it have been the godly counsel and in a way that really restores and helps people make moves with dignity and not putting people down?
Right. I think that one of the greatest things about New Life is that we love those of you who are listening. We love those that we are able to help, and it's through the power of Christ in us. And that is the central figure of everything that we do. We want you to know Jesus, and we want you to experience his love. And this is just one small way that we can do that. But also it makes a difference in your life, in your family, and beyond. And that's why we're here. We want you to stay in tune with us and join us at a workshop. Yes, Larry.
Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. The steadfast love of God never fails. His mercies are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. We believe that at New Life, and we want you to believe it. And just wanted to close out with a scripture verse.
Yes, for those of you who are still on, Happy New Year, and we're going to keep taking calls, but happy 2020. Make it a great year. God bless you all.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.
Hi, Steve Arterburn here. Thanks for watching New Life Live on our New Life YouTube channel. You know, you can see it anytime. Hope you'll subscribe, and when you do, hope you'll turn that little button thing on, the bell, so that whenever we post a new video, it'll ring right through. Now, if you go to newlife.com, you'll see the schedule of when we're in the studio, which is helpful to know if you have a question for the program, or you could go to newlife.com or call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. You could do this on the app. I mean, there's so many ways that you can stay in touch with us and know when we're there, because we want to answer your questions. So thanks for watching right here on the New Life YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time. Click here to subscribe.